All right. Ambassador, thanks very much. Appreciate your time. This wasn't a random gunfire as you saw it. This was clearly an identity-based massacre. The fact that tourists were asked about their religion before they were gunned down really shows this wasn't about the border Kashmir alone. It's a lot more. The radicalization that's happened so intense. Never did we imagine that they would use tourists as their soft targets. Do tell us, sir,
Well,
how can we sink this in?
well, there are a few things which are very, very obvious. The timing of this attack is extremely important. Firstly, it has taken place when the US Vice President is in India, because somehow this brings the incident more prominent. Secondly, it has happened when our Prime Minister is in Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan has always tried to project the Kashmir issue as an Islamic one. And I'm not surprised that this particular incident happened where tourists were asked to identify their religion, and non-Muslims were killed, because the Pakistanis always have tried to project as if the, the Kashmiri Muslims are unhappy about Kashmir being a part of India. So in this context also it's important. Thirdly, I suspected something would happen after Tahammur Rana was extradited, because Pakistan was extremely upset. It was furious about this extradition, and it was expected that it would try to do something which would be an act of revenge. And above all, as you pointed out, there was a sense of well-being in Kashmir. Kashmir was thriving in terms of tourism. The Pakistanis didn't like this at all, and for this reason also, the timing of the attack is very significant if it's seen in the broad context. Now, let me also mention that I served in Pakistan over 4 decades ago, and I had noticed how the Pakistan army would speak of bleeding India by 1,000 cuts. And that continues to be the narrative of the Pakistan army. It has not given that narrative, and it has tried to hurt us through state sponsored terrorism. This is an incident like that because this particular outfit, the Resistance Front, which carried out this terrorist attack, is closely aligned with the Lashkar-e-Taiba. In fact, it's an offshoot of the Lashkar-e-Taiba.
Yeah.
So this particular aspect, that the involvement of a Pakistan-based terrorist outfit in this particular incident is very significant. And I think we have to take stock of the situation. We must do something which sends across a message. Firstly, there are calls for retaliatory action. The government has to take into account the pros and cons, the costs, the consequences. But there is certainly a lot to be said in favor of strengthening the separatist forces within Pakistan. There are separatist forces like the Baluch Liberation Front, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, and India must do everything possible to strengthen them. They will weaken Pakistan. They have to weaken Pakistan, because if Pakistan stays in the way it is, then these sort of terrorist attacks against India will continue to happen. And therefore, I think it is extremely important that we must end this matter once and for all, slowly and steadily, with our efforts directed in the context of taking concerted action.